some people backstage who are young and some really beautiful people, great people, smart as can be from colleges and schools. And I think what I'd do is I'd listen to the speech I made and I'd say maybe, because they really would like to stay here. They grew up here. And I'd follow. And I will say this, if I implement, and I will be able to do it, I will. If we win the election, I would stay right here and I would follow the gravy train, because you're going to have such a great opportunity right in the area that you want to be. You want to be here because your grandparents are here and your parents are here and people are there. They don't want to leave. They've been forced to leave this area because of politicians that didn't know what they were doing. I would say stay tuned for a little while. Let's see what happens in the election. This area will be thriving like probably almost no area in the country. I think this area will be one of the hottest areas in the country. And I think you can stay here. You'll get a great job because we're going to have a lot of opportunities right here in Michigan. And you want to stay here because of your parents. A lot of them really, they told me backstage, I'd love to stay here, but there's no real jobs here. And when you look at those horrible statistics with the auto workers and with the, what's happening to the industry, you understand it. But if we win, I would stay here and you watch what's going to happen. You'll be happy. You'll be happier here than, and I think more successful here than any other place in the country. You will have the American dream. We have to bring back the American dream. You don't even hear that statement anymore. And we have to have the American dream for our young people, and you'll have it right here in Michigan.
Mr. President, thank you. I'm looking forward to all those auto plants that I'm going to be building back here in radio. Thank you all for coming. Let's give the
I'm Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. I'm accused of having murdered a journalist and kidnapped a foreign leader. I'm waging a bloody war in Yemen and repressing any opposition. People think I'm impulsive and unpredictable. Yet they receive me with full honors. People think I'm impulsive and unpredictable. Yet they receive me with full honors. My kingdom holds the world's largest oil reserves. It influences the whole world's economy. I possess the Muslim holy sites. I am the Western world's arms industry's biggest client. I'm a key partner in the fight against terrorism. I'm carrying out reforms that will both transform my country and enrich you. I'm indispensable. I am your ally. But you have to pay the price for that. Pay the bill. What is he thinking, Mohammed bin Salman? What's he up to? He could, on the death of his father, rule Saudi Arabia for decades and become a familiar figure in tomorrow's world. His and our futures are entwined. MBS's father, Salman, ascended to the throne of Saudi Arabia on the 23rd of January 2015. At 85, MBS's father, Salman, ascended to the throne of Saudi Arabia on the 23rd of January 2015. At 85 years old and in poor health, his first act was to designate a crown prince to succeed him. Power in the House of Saud isn't passed from father to son, but between descendants of the founder. Salman's choice fell on the powerful Mohammed bin Nayef, known as MBN. At 56, a long-serving interior minister and graduate of an American university. The king surprised everyone by appointing his son to the strategic post of Minister of Defense and the Economy. At just 30 years old, MBS, his father's favorite son and raised in his shadow, had no government experience. This appointment of a virtual unknown was most intriguing, far beyond the royal palaces. And to New Yorker Joseph Westphal, the new United States ambassador, Riyadh's guardian.
I was very new there, and I asked, who is that? So I did a little, what you normally do in the world today, you Google somebody, you know. I started Googling a little bit and trying, on my own, trying to understand. So I asked for a meeting with him.
For the royal family, behind the closed palace doors, his youth, far from being a handicap, is an asset. For these are perilous times for the House of Saud.
هذا مقرن طعم لو سهل هلا قلنا مدام سلمان جاي سلمان تعال انا عم بابا واخو جد
Mr. has come to his uncle's house, accompanied by his children, to attend a family reunion. This aging and wealthy generation knows that it's running out of steam and disconnected from the real country. $34 million that's for. The Sauds fear that they will eventually revolt. The Sauds fear that they will eventually revolt. U.S. aircraft carrier off the. During a visit carrier off the coast of Saudi Arabia, the new minister confides in the ambassador.
I understood, and we talked about this a lot, that Saudi Arabia was headed for a disaster here. Very large rest of the world.
So the protest.
Until the last American. So he said, no, we're going to do it.
Вспоминая случай с НЛО, возможно, черная дыра, галактика прикольная штука, что живет с нами рядом, нормальные не доверяют, звездные десанты, мне не братья.
Чужие нам нужны технологии, это никогда не закончится. Стебусь над школьницами, это заводит. Представляю четко, чем все это кончится. Как моя ракетница входит в твое депо. Здесь только два варианта. Откуда в жопе бриллианты? Красиво сосала дома при свечах. Паленое шампанское. Или вспомнил, как сижу в наручниках в карцере. Четко охуеваю, сколько мне сейчас еще придется отдать, чтоб не отъебали, чтобы не париться. Держу пари, что все обойдется. Ебать в рот, бро, тут главное птица. Правильно, конец дома, не болеть, это точно. Часа встречать Все плохо. В теплый ресторан. Я очень хочу его съесть. Теперь за это снова. Застава, западное побережье, нахуй мне ваш тупак, давай корешок, я ж бодрейший на бульбаш упал, на пассет заблел.
одного и группу грот. Ваше здоровье, месье, кушайте творог, курите турник, тут боб на микро. Не гони, 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 не гони, гони. Бурлит бонг, на микро боб, Калифорния лов. Бурлит бонг, на микро боб, Калифорния лов.
Бурлит бонг, на микро боб, Калифорния лов.
Да ебать, давайте, блядь.
Hey, hi, hello, yeah, what's up, my own boy? What's word, could I call ya? Of late, I'm the one, I'm from New York, Miami, I'm more. Who told you you could look so good? Say you're right next to me, so I can peek and shout before you wait. The smile makes you please right if you want to stay. Yo, let me in your world, you know. The spice, boy, you looking lonely, you know, boy, that's why I wanna be your lady. Love my legs, you are, and you know what I would if I could. Listen now, if you now when I whistle out. I'm gonna split you if you get when I hit you with the smile. I'll make you out. I'm with you now. I can't forget you, get you now. Took a trip, took a boat, took 3 friends. This bitch said it's open season. Miss been alone and she been looking for some gentlemen. I'm hoping he been feeling when I fit up in the rope, but he can chill up in the villa for the whole damn weekend. Just coax with put your hands on the figure. Now you're groping Listen now, hip you now. When I whistle out. I'm gonna split you if you get when I hit you with the smile. I'll make you out. I'm with you now. I can't forget you, get you now. I swear I'ma treat you good, baby. I'll keep on my air. If you're leaving, then baby, it'll be a nightmare. I'ma nick your name and keep you right here. Oh, let me in your world, you know. The spice, boy, you looking lonely, you know, boy, that's why I wanna be your lady. Love my legs, you are, and you know what I would if I could, if I could. Whistle out, I'm gonna split you if you get when I hit you with the smile. I'll make you out. I'm with you now. I can't forget you, get you now.
Ayo, Little Mexico, pass the gas. I got real smoke, Xanax, boss. One drunk up, push without my boat. Serving out of Mexico, smoking Mexico, Mexico. Got big juice, overflow. I'll keep shit out, I'm by the boat. All those hidden minutes, though. Jungle boy smoking incredible. I got real smoke, Xanax, boss. One drunk up, push without my boat. Serving out of Mexico, smoking Mexico, Mexico. Got big juice, overflow. I'll keep shit out, I'm by the boat. All those hidden minutes, though. Jungle boy smoking incredible.
Shout out to Hades. I was out in Greece smoking 80s. Peter Brown back, all this OC30 lately, why they hate me? I've been feeling like the black sheep. Got this Glock 17, cold steel, hot heat, let it burn. Tell that fuck, boy, go wait your turn. She gon' fall in love with it, way I make that pussy turn. You gon' learn, talking all that shit gon' get you hurt. If I pull up with a stick, I mean you get put in the dirt.
I got real smoke, Xanax, boss. One drunk up, push without my boat. Serving out of Mexico, smoking Mexico. Got big juice, overflow. I'll keep shit out, I'm by the boat. All those hidden minutes, though. Jungle boy smoking incredible. I got real smoke, Xanax, boss. One drunk up, push without my boat. Serving out of Mexico, smoking Mexico. Got big juice, overflow. I'll keep shit out, I'm by the boat. All those hidden minutes, though. Jungle boy smoking incredible. They be saying they want smoke, but don't want pressure. just smoking mid. And all my homies really shooters, facts, they only aim for heads. I'm fucking rollings and it break that bottle still by rich as shit. And if you really getting money, don't be worried about the next. This is Southside, yeah. We will ride, yeah. We told fire, yeah. The 30 play outside, yeah. We riding foreign whips, and bro, you broke as shit. And now we're about 7 figures, still gon' catch a bitch. I got real smoke, Xanax, boss, one drunk up, push with ammo, serving out of taxi, go smoking Pemex from Mexico. Got big juice, overflow, I'll keep shit out of bottle, boat. All those hidden minutes, no jungle boy smoking credible. I got real smoke, Xanax, boss, one drunk up, push with ammo, serving out of taxi, go smoking Pemex from Mexico. Got big juice, overflow, I'll keep shit out of
until they're eventually worn down and mentally beaten. While if you are a weak-willed person or just caught off guard and alone, I can see where the Shrift might trip some rookies up, but to be fair, even if Berenice's opponent wasn't Kempachi, it doesn't take a genius to figure out by ripping this Quincy's throat out and stop her ability to, talk. The Shrift becomes ultimately useless, or you can really just plug your ears. One of the two. A Shrift owned by another one of Kempachi's early victims. Sternritter R, Jerome Goosebots, the Roar, allows the Quincy to transform his body into a large, feral ape-like form. Not only is his physical strength increased, his vocal cords are significantly grown, allowing Jerome to release a reluctant sound wave that, depending on how close an opponent is, can terribly cripple or even kill them. Despite being lethal at close range, any long-range fighter or character with a little bit of speed could dismantle this Shrift with little to no effort. Exhibit A, Kempachi did it. The Iron is the Shrift owned by Sternritter I, Kang-Do. This ability allows the Quincy to completely coat their physical body in hardened iron, durable enough to withstand most, if not all, damage. Kang-Do is shown to coat partial parts of the body, but can also completely encase himself in layers of iron. It was shown able to handle sword strikes from Hitsugaya Toshiro, and also shatter his frozen arm by turning it into iron. It was cut through like a stick of butter, however, by Jugram Hashwalt's blade after it was empowered by his own Shrift, the Balance, which we'll get to later. Pretty straightforward with this one. Sternritter P, Menina McGallen Shrift, the Power, grants the Quincy superhuman strength at any and all times. With no need for activation, Menina is easily able to pick up large buildings and throw them, cause tremendous damage to her enemies with punches, or even push them through multiple gigantic structures. The Quincy will also be able to drastically expand the size of their muscles in order to add even more power to their hits. The power also seems to increase its user's durability, as Menina was mostly unscathed despite taking damage from a newly evolved Ichigo Kurosaki. It's a pretty basic, yet incredibly useful Shrift in most melee situations. However, the more complicated and supernatural Shrifts clearly outrank this in utility. The Yourself, a Shrift owned by not one, but two Quincy's, the Lloyd brothers, each holding a different side of the Shrift, despite the concept being mostly similar. The Yourself allows its chosen Quincy to transform themselves into the physical likeness of another person. Both Royd and Lloyd were subconsciously imitating each other from birth, which is what made them nigh indecipherable from each other. Royd's version of the Shrift allows him to not only steal and imitate the person's appearance, but completely copy their personality and memories in order to flawlessly mimic their target. While Lloyd's version, after transforming into their opponent, is able to perfectly copy their power level shrift could potentially trip up a lot of people. Any fighter with a little bit of willpower and the ability to adapt can best a mere copy of the original. The Overkill is the shrift given to Sternritter O, Driscoll Birch, acting similar to the Moxie ability, to put it in Pokemon terms. After every single kill the Quincy performs, Driscoll increases in strength and reishi level. Although the power increase isn't specifically stated or scaled, after 1,000 Shinigami were slaughtered, Driscoll was leveled up enough to overwhelm 9th Division Lieutenant Isagi Shuhei with little effort, although that might not mean much. The Quincy's elevated power level is clearly displayed by his massive Heilig file. So large in size, they look more like a giant javelin than arrows. The Overkill is a shrift that, after many years of war and battle, a Quincy could accumulate so much power, perhaps they could become quite a monster in terms of offensive strength and durability. However, the amount of time it would take to reach that level depends on how often that person is on a killing spree. And on top of that, it's unknown how many bodies they'd even have to accumulate before a decent amount of strength is even gained. And God hope that person doesn't run into a stronger opponent before they reach a relevant power level, because just like Yamamoto shows, you will and must choose your opponents wisely if this is your Quincy shrift. Given to Lil Toto Lampert, Sternritter G, the Glutton gives its chosen Quincy the ability.
Всем привет, слышно меня? Хорошо. Че, не хотите смакануться? И вообще кто-нибудь в войсе сидит? Лич, я без маны, только ударами могу помочь. А, ну нормас, типа того, окей. Лич, отходи, отходи.
Фейрик есть, все в порядке.
Ну ладно.
Блять, что это? Я принесу манго.
Спасибо.
Блять, не успел. Все, отходи, 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 ничего не делай, ничего не делай, просто отбиваем их. И живи, живи, не надо сливаться. Я сейчас потратил Медхилис.
Ребят, саппорты, кто-нибудь, пожалуйста, соберите ветра против Акса. Ну, этот, Эул. Наверное, Лич будет неплохо, если соберет. Возьми руну опыта. Ребят, как у вас дела? У меня по фарму все очень плохо, честно скажу. Блин, ну чё ты так далеко забегаешь, а? Ну ты просто реально под них подходишь. Зачем ты сливаешься? Стой около башни.
Блять, это сейф. Где-то Элиза. Здесь есть. Осторожно, у него ульта есть. Все, назад, 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 назад. Не заходи, у тебя маны мало. Не заходи, не заходи. Тебя сейчас легко срежут. Блин, как ты попадаешься под его кинжал каждый раз? Не понимаю. Отходи, Лич, Лич, отходи, отходи. Отходи, тебя сейчас режут. Да мне отходить зачем?
Капец. Жестко. Я могу подлететь. Шторм, есть помощь? Есть помощь улететь? Блин, Клинкс, не иди без шторма. Тут шторм нужен. Идите. Подойдите к Клинксу. Молодцы.
Нас с интервью не снимают, наверное. Похуй, не?
Клинкс, ты иди фарми, у тебя тут пачки есть. Тебе надо фармить, отжирайся. Тебе не надо постоянно драться. Поставьте варды у настройки и в лесу. Ребята, спасайте, спасайте. Ладно, сори, сори. Клинс, убегай, убегай, родной.
Не понял, что произошло, как вы въебываем, почему нельзя вместе?
Проблема в том, что у нас еще все молчат, и никто ничего не говорит, ну кроме тебя. И, в общем, коммуникация пока достаточно слабая между нами.
Ну, здесь выформить, у него урона нет нихуя. Поможете.
Нам надо терпеть, пока у Клинкса хоть какие-то вещи появятся. Пока мы вообще ничего не можем делать особо. Ребята, поставьте варды у нас в лесу. Ничего не видно. Вот здесь. И покупайте смоки еще.
Клинс, там вместо того, что быть лучше форми.
Пусть забирают тройку, не идите к ним. Тем более сейчас день.
Ничего.
Пусть забирают. Да уже нечего дефать на самом деле.
On my latest trip to Europe, I had one of the most delicious dishes of my life. And there I came across a very popular restaurant, and they were serving rotisserie chicken. But to go along with it, they served this incredible sauce. It was spicy but very delicious. The greatest and the most flavorful sauce I've ever had. So I am on a mission trying to replicate it, because this is piri piri sauce. And when I tell you friends that this is the best thing I ever had, I mean it. Today I share with you how I cracked the code on making this sauce. Now to make this sauce is a little bit of work but totally worth it. And I understand that if you're not up to the task, there's another option. This. You can buy it online, but I'll be honest with you. This is not the same that I had in Portugal. It's very close. So if you really want the authentic taste, you're gonna have to try to make it yourself. However, buying one and trying it first will let you know if it's worth your time on making it. Now the first thing you're gonna need is this. Piri piri peppers. They're not very easy to find, but you can always get them online. The first thing to do is to crush them. So I throw them into a pestle and mortar, followed by garlic, a pinch of salt, and smash them up. Once they're fully crushed, you want to go ahead and add some tomato paste, mix everything together and crush it a little more, and in the end you are left with this, a spicy chili paste. Now into a hot skillet, you want to add a good amount of avocado oil, as then you want to add a chunk of white onions. Go ahead and start sauteing it up. You want to cook the onions nice and slow until they start caramelizing. Now add that chili paste we made previously, followed by oregano, cayenne pepper, smoked paprika, ground ginger, brown sugar, and a few bay leaves. Mix it all together until everything combines and cook it for about 4 minutes. You want everything to caramelize nicely. As soon as things start sticking to the pan, you want to go ahead and deglaze it with some beef stock. Mix it all together and let it reduce, because once you have done so, the most delicious, spicy, flavorful sauce you will ever have is done. It's that simple, my friends. But the flavor that comes out of this thing is on a whole nother level. I promise you. When I was in Portugal, I had this with chicken, but it was so delicious that I was wondering if this is going to also work with steaks. Well, we're about to find out right now, because for that, I went ahead and got these 2 beautiful tomahawks. As you can see, they are 2 inches thick and perfect for this experiment. So here's how it's gonna work. First, can we take a look at the marbling of these steaks? They are absolutely perfect, one better than the other. Shout out to my brother Emilio from Grand Western Steaks. His information will be on the link on the description, because these steaks, and I don't want to be using something different. This, which I got out of Amazon, Piri Piri Spice Mix. If you're interested in getting the same, the link will be on the description, because I went ahead and finished seasoning my steak with it, a generous amount. As now that these steaks are ready, they'll be going on the grill real soon, because in order to have a true comparison, I went ahead and prepared some chickens as well. So after splitting them in half for the seasoning, I did almost the same thing. They both got a good coating of salt, then this one I used a barbecue rub, and the other one the Piri Piri Spice Mix, just like the steak. I'll be grilling these chickens to see which one is going to turn out better. Hopefully, it will be as good as the one I had in Portugal. Because there was one other thing that I also had there, and that would be one of the most iconic dishes, francesinha. This is a monster sandwich. It's the sandwich that includes the most amount of protein that I ever had. But what makes this even more special is all about the sauce. If you nail the sauce, you can make this sandwich. And here's how. It all starts off with some steaks. You can cook them and season them whichever way you prefer. And I even cook them on the pan to make things a little bit faster. But the next protein you need is some sausages. You're welcome to use anything you like as well. However, these are chorizo, and they just go perfectly well together. Get a nice color on them. Remember, this is gonna go in the middle of the sandwich, and it should take no time at all for you to make a bunch. Another important thing you must have is an egg. And by the way, if you want to make eggs perfect, using a mold is the way to go. It just makes the job easier. And if you are an egg lover like me, you should definitely get one. Because once it's fried up, let's get on to the sauce. You first start with a tiny bit of oil in the pan, followed by a generous amount of onions. As soon as they start getting a little bit of color, add a tiny bit of whiskey, followed by white wine to deglaze it. You can always light it up to flambe a little bit of the alcohol, as then I'll be adding some Porto wine. Now you want to mix and totally deglaze the pan. Then you want to add some chicken bouillon powder, followed by Worcestershire sauce, ketchup, milk, some of the piri piri sauce we just made, tomato paste, a tiny bit of all-purpose flour, some good quality beer, and some oxtail stock. If you don't have that available, you can just use beef stock. Now you want to mix this up and reduce, because once you're happy with the consistency, you want to go ahead and throw everything into a blender, mix that up really good until everything is liquefied, and if you want to go the extra step, run it through a sieve to make it super fine. And in the end, you are left with this francesinha sauce that it is absolutely delicious. I can promise you that, friends. Just make it. Think about tomato soup on steroids. As now, to put the sandwich together, it's quite simple. You first want to go ahead and toast some bread. Get a nice little color on them. Now lay it down on a cutting board, add some old-fashioned ham, followed by the sausage that we cooked previously. Mozzarella cheese goes right on top, then the steak, another slice of cheese, and top it off with the bread. But we're not done yet. Then go ahead and add more mozzarella cheese right on top. As now into the oven it goes to melt the cheese. Once that's done, you want to go ahead and add a generous amount of sauce. Now the monster sandwich, followed by that fried egg we made previously. Now this is my proteins you need in one bite, and it's something that you should experience at least once in your life. But remember, that's not all we're having today, because everything is all nice. First, I'll be putting a nice beautiful sear on the steaks. Then I'll cook them in indirect heat. I'll be doing the same thing with the chicken as well, as in the end I'll be dredging it with that sauce. So now I say, it is enough talking and it is time to grill, so let's do it. Gentlemen, what do you guys think, huh?
I'm not gonna lie, that looks so weird.
I was gonna say, I like this side of the table a lot more than that side of the table.
So from my trip from Portugal, this is called francesinha. And just wait until I cut this open. You guys are gonna be quite surprised. But here's the deal. Notice that we have 2 chickens and 2 steaks. And it's all about that piri-piri sauce on top.
Yeah, I really can't tell which is the control here, guys.
I wanna know if the piri sauce on top makes it better or worse. I just love saying piri-piri.
Piri-piri.
All right, we're gonna start with the chicken first. What part would you like, Anjo? I'll give you the drum, my friend.
Let's go, chicken, woo.
I'll give you the thighs. I'm a nice guy. You're welcome.
All right. Chicken, woo.
I'll give you the thighs. I'm a nice guy. You're welcome.
All right.
And I'll take the a piece of the breast. Let's give it a go. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Oh, that's nice.
When you grill something, it will always be better.
I was about to say, you get that charcoal flavor that you don't usually get with chicken because not everyone puts it on the grill.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The rubs on the exterior is really nice. They like charred a little bit, so you can get that like crispiness, but you can still feel the flavor through that crispiness. It tastes really good. The chicken is actually moist, even though it's not sous vide or anything like that.
Yeah.
This is pretty solid.
Now I want to know if the piri piri sauce is going to make it better or worse. Enough talking, let's give it a try. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Whoa, that is a super different flavor profile that I don't think I've had before.
I'm in love with it. What do you guys think? I want to know your honest opinion now.
It's very unique because it's savory, yet I can taste like a little bit of vinegar or something too.
Yeah.
Those two things normally contrast, but here they're kind of balanced in the proper way where they taste great together. It's weird, but it's good.
You know what I think? It kind of tastes like Indian curry or something like that. I don't know. It has that small hint of sweetness.
Yeah, it's because of the onions.
That you'll get, but you still get that spice.
I enjoy it quite a bit, everybody. It just makes the chicken better. It leaves a wonderful taste in your mouth, and it's still right there. And the thing with this sauce is that it lingers. I like it quite a bit, you guys. So this is supposed to normally go with chicken, okay? So yes, I cannot wait to see what it's gonna taste like on a beautiful tomahawk steak.
Would that work with a steak? I don't know.
I'm curious.
I guess only one way to find out, boys. Let's
Oh, we first have to go to the francesinha. This is literally Portugal on a plate. The most iconic sandwich. Quick open and then take a look at that. Wow, look at that, everybody. Not only the sandwich itself, but also a good amount. That was a big bite, yo. What do you think?
This is like a club sandwich.
It's a sandwich on steroids with tomato sauce, everybody.
But that tomato sauce is not just tomato. It has like a yeasty, kind of like hoppy flavor to it too. And I love how the bread is so thick that it really soaks all of that flavor.
Sandwich, I
think I'm piri. Chicken too. Enjoy.
Chicken because chicken has no flavor, but with steak it still works because steak has good flavor and that's a good flavor too.
It's definitely better on the steak, but that sauce is so good you can put it on toast. You literally put it on a cracker and it's
So do I. My favorite thing about it is the garlic butter sauce. Now why not combine them both? Well, enough talking. Let's do it. And we're gonna start off with the chicken. Now this is a whole chicken. I went ahead and separated seasoning. And here's my magical take on the KFC spice mix. Into a bowl you want to throw salt, followed by smoked paprika, granulated garlic, white pepper, black pepper, celery salt, mustard powder, oregano, ground ginger, and MSG. Mix it all up until everything is fully combined, and there you have it. I'm telling you friends, use this for your chicken because it will make it better, a lot better. Once everything was fully seasoned, the next important thing to do is to soak your chicken in buttermilk. But make sure you add a generous amount of that seasoning on the buttermilk as well, because once that's done, you want to go ahead and add all of the chickens in there. Because buttermilk does two things. It will make your chicken more tender and also more flavorful. As once everything has been soaked, you want to go ahead and let it marinate for at least 1 hour. Or better yet, overnight. And since that was happening, it was perfect because it allowed me time to go ahead and make Have you ever read some side dish? And this one will make a lot of people very happy. Because take a look at it. Have you ever run into a problem that you wanted to have pizza immediately, but you had no pizza dough? Well, that happened to me. And this is no pizza dough at all. The replacement for pizza dough is this Hawaiian sweet rolls. Now we gotta treat it a little bit different than normal. After splitting up the whole thing, I went ahead and confit some garlic. That is quite simple. You first want to add a generous amount of oil into a pan, then add the garlic. Cook it under low heat. It is ready. Just make sure not to burn it. Now into a bowl you want to throw some eggs, followed by the Papa John's garlic sauce, smoked paprika, that roasted garlic, and finish it off with some parsley. Now mix everything while until it's fully combined, and you are now almost ready to make that pizza dough. As the next thing to do is to spread the whole thing into a baking sheet, soak the Hawaiian breads really good, then you want to set it down on a cooling rack. As you can see, every single edge is fully coated with it. Now into the oven it goes to bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. After about 10 minutes, check it out. We got a nice beautiful. I went ahead and added some pizza sauce on the bottom, followed by a generous amount of mozzarella cheese. Then I threw that back in the oven until everything was fully melted. And check out the results. All there's left to do is to add a tiny bit of parsley, and that is going to be today's side dish. I'll tell you one thing, friends. This is easy to make, it will please everyone, and it's absolutely delicious. Just another wait for you to going back to our pizza without making pizza dough. Do it. Trust me, you'll thank me later. But going back to our large container, I added some all-purpose flour, followed by a generous amount of that season we made previously. Mixed that up real good, then I went ahead and added all of the chicken in there. You want to go ahead and shake it like there's no tomorrow. And of course, go ahead and remove all of it and rest from Papa John's. It's literally I have a lot. Trust me, this is not enough. I made a video previously teaching the recipe on how you can make this delicious sauce at home. But hey, I tell you one thing, Papa John saw my previous video. They went ahead and sent me this. 2 gallons of it. Now that is what I'm talking about. The whole thing in a large wok. I'm talking about the whole 2 gallons of it. Then outside I went and 100 degrees Fahrenheit for one frying it side of the chicken. And check it out. We got the world's first deep fried chicken in Papa John's garlic butter sauce. I only wish you could smell them. It is absolutely intoxicating. I honestly have a feeling that this is the best deep fried chicken I've ever made in my life. But just to make sure, we'll be putting it against the real KFC. Because now I say, it is enough talking and it is time to eat.
Before moving forward, Ben's Gas and Eat app. Open up the app and get cash the restaurant house. Extra upside for spucking.
Can't tell which one is
Look good on pizza.
Not the look smelly.
We can. That's over here. All right.
Bro, that's good.
Chicken.
Greasy, but from your lips, it's not
around forever, bro.
Man, this KFC, everybody. I like it. You like KFC?
There's a reason they've been around forever, bro.
It's very tasty, and if you can't feel that grease dripping from your lips, it's not KFC. It's very delicious, very crispy, somewhat juicy, but that grease is kind of nice, I guess.
It's a whole nother level of grease.
This is awesome. Like, you can't go wrong with
chicken. It smells too good.
You really want to try that
Yes.
chicken? No, first let's try the side dish.
That's mean.
Mean? Wait until you eat this. Cheers.
Cheers.
I rest my case.
Whoa.
The best part is that it's so easy to make. You know, that's not pizza dough.
Why is it so sweet? It's delicious.
It feels like a garlic roll, but with like pizza.
That's actually exactly what it is. Instead of using pizza, like feed everyone. Go, Leo. We highly recommend. We like.
We like, but can we please?
so good.
Please.
Go, Leo. Grab it. I want to know.
This
Smell
guy
it.
grabbed two of them.
Oh, damn, you grabbed
He's an
two.
animal.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Oh, come on.
Wow.
This might be the best chicken.
I don't know how to say
Different than so flaky.
it in my life. It is on a whole nother level. We agree?
That's amazing.
That is ridiculous chicken.
Incredible chicken. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe. Remember, everything I use is always in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
On today's video, I am doing the unthinkable. Now you might be thinking that I'm crazy, but hear me out for just a little bit. You already know that steaks are fantastic, but did you know that the number one thing to go along with steak is fries? That is correct. Steak and potato is a perfect combination, and whenever you have steak, most likely you had it with some fries. So that got me thinking, since this combination is so good, why not age a steak inside of a potato? But not stopping it there, let's bury the whole thing and see what happens. Well, you're about to find out. Choice grade. They're 1.5 inches thick and perfect for this. Now the first kind, they're Idaho potato for some potatoes. And unfortunately, these are the largest one I could find. They're Idaho potatoes and great for French fries. But as you can clearly see, there's no way that I'm gonna be able to fit a steak inside. But then, I came across this. Let's just call it a big potato. Here in Miami, we call it malanga, but there are different names depending on where you're from. However, I believe it's gonna be perfect for this experiment. About one. You can think of several different ones. So if other foods that are fermented are fantastic, I'm pretty sure you can think of several different ones. So even though this experiment might sound insane, it is. As once this big potato was fully carved, I was shocked on how slimy it is. As the next thing to do was to go ahead and place my steak in there. And at this stage, you can clearly see that I really need a big potato. So I needed to do some more carving. And eventually, once I got that out, my steak was able to fit. Don't forget that I had to do the same exact thing, close this up and hold it together. I thought some toothpicks would do the job. But the last thing I wanted was for some dirt to get inside of my steak. So even though I closed it up with toothpick, I went ahead and got some butcher's twine and tied it up real good as well. Because now that this is ready, outside we go to bury it. The first thing to do is to dig a nice hole, but I didn't want it to be too deep, as I needed the heat on the surface so that it can ferment. But as I was doing so, I got worried about creepy critters. They might just eat it. So if I leave this thing here for a month, I will come back to nothing. That's the last thing I want. So I decided to take it out after an hour instead of a month. But we're not done yet. I try to clean it up as much as possible. And even though it was fermenting under the ground for an hour, the USDA says you don't want to leave it under the danger zone for over 2 hours. So I'm still under their guidelines. You don't want to leave it under the danger zone for over 2 hours. temperatures. So I'm still under their guidelines, but I had to get the temperature as low as possible once again. So for that, I went ahead and threw it in my dry ager and let it stay in there for an entire week. As then I had a different idea. I also wanted to use a regular potato to see what happens. As you know, potatoes oxidize. So here's what I came up with. I'm gonna go ahead and shred the whole thing, then completely cover my steak with it. The more, the better. I really want to encase this nicely. That way we will see what the oxidation will do to the steak. Now that the time was up, take a look. This is the shredded potato one. Obviously, the potato got completely oxidized. That is expected. And as I kept removing everything little by little, there was only one thing in my mind. If it smells bad, throw it away. That's your first sign of telling you something went wrong. But with this one, it didn't. As the first thing I noticed is that the steak is much more tender. But not only that, the fat was not slimy. It was extremely dry and obviously completely oxidized. And we had several different spots throughout the steak, including some red ones, which was kind of weird. However, it never smelled bad. That gave me the confidence to continue on, as this was not the one that was buried. Here we have the neck steak. First thing to do was to remove the butcher's twine. Once that was done, I thought that it was gonna open immediately. As you can clearly see, that is not the case. It did the complete opposite. It almost acted like a vacuum sealed. The thing was completely vacuumed in there. And as I opened the things little by little, the biggest surprise of my life was this. Take a look at the preservation of the steak. It absolutely blew my mind. But there were other things that was a little bit concerning, and that would be the sliminess. It is quite slimy. So I went ahead, transferred to a cutting board. Now take a look at this one. There's still some pieces of the big potato in at all. And of course, that gave me really high hopes to see what's gonna happen. As now that I got this steak ready, I went ahead and got a control one as well. That way we'll have a full comparison to see what's gonna happen. For the seasoning, I kept it real simple. A good amount of salt followed by freshly ground black pepper and garlic powder. As once that was done, my steaks are now ready for the grill. But just in case things go south and this does not turn out well, I decided to go ahead and make an awesome side dish. This one, I can guarantee you will please everyone. First thing to do is to grab some meat. I went with this beautiful picanha. Then I did something that most Brazilians will not approve, and that would be to slice it nice and thin. And yep, I'll be saving the fat for later on, because once I got nice thin strips, I went ahead and placed some plastic film on top, tenderizing it. Then I seasoned it with salt and a good amount of pepper, placed a generous amount of prosciutto right on top, tenderized it a little bit more, cut the whole thing in half, as it was now ready for the filling. And to make it, it is quite simple to do. Into a bowl, I combine and olive oil. Mix everything well and combine these ingredients. And of course, one important ingredient I forgot, and that would be some fresh garlic. As now, as the steak is cooking, all of the juices will get trapped by the breadcrumbs, making it taste phenomenal. And to close it up, you just gotta use some toothpicks. To cook it, it's quite simple. Into a skillet, I threw in some oil and immediately started getting some color. You wanna get a nice golden brown color and avoid it from burning. And the most important thing once you're done is the fun that is left behind. As next, I went ahead and added some shallots, and to deglaze the pan, some wine. Mix that up real good and make sure you prevent anything from burning. Then you want to add some bay leaves, followed by some salt, oregano, thyme, and beef stock. Mix it really good and make sure that the pan is fully deglazed. As next, you want to add some tomato sauce, mix it a little bit more, and immediately throw in all of your rolled up steaks. As it's cooking, baste it little by little. Two things are going to happen. You're going to be infusing a tremendous amount of flavor into the steaks, and most importantly, that sauce is going to be on a whole nother level. Cover it up until everything is fully cooked. As once that's done, the only thing left to do is to go ahead and plate it. Do not forget to remove the toothpicks. That is a must, because to finish up the sauce, I went ahead and added some fresh basil, mixed it really good, and on top of my steaks they go. A generous amount. This is going to be delicious. But to make a tiny bit of one thing, it's talking about that, do not forget what these steaks went through, especially the one that was inside of the potato for a long time. As now, the only thing left to do is to go ahead and cook them. So now I say, it is enough talking and it is time to grill, so let's do it.
right, everybody, and here we got our beautiful steak with a nice, incredible side dish. Gentlemen, are you guys hungry?
For once, the steaks and the side dish actually done something already shocked me.
And it is
Happy?
dig in right
This one.
All right, let's find out. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. You will always have a control. And juicy too.
I noticed you went back for another one. You hungry? You didn't have lunch?
No, I waited for the video.
All right, that one. And let me know if you smell.
Oh. Cheers. Funky. There's something beef and charcoal.
We're gonna try it right now. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Oh, it tastes a little bit funky. There's something there, and I'm not sure if I love it or if I just like it.
It's not bad.
No.
Is it bad?
No, but I do have one question. Why does it taste like kimchi? You know how kimchi has that little fermented taste, that little on the back of the tongue fermentation? I feel that.
It has nothing to do with kimchi, but yes, it does taste a little fermented, which might be a little concerning.
Wait, what do you mean concerning?
Don't worry about it. Is it better than the control?
No.
No?
No.
The control is better.
Yeah. For sure.
I have a feeling that this one is going to be amplify the flavor because this one just has a little bit extra.
That doesn't sound good, bro.
But before we try this next one, which looks very extra.
That doesn't sound good, bro.
But before we try this next one, which looks very dangerous, let's go for this one that looks even more dangerous.
Bro, what are these words you're using today? Bad, ugly, dangerous?
Don't worry, but you guys, how about this? How does this look?
No, that looks good.
Take one, my friend, take one. You know, I gotta be honest with you guys because I went to Italy and my good friend Vito had me try something that I was not expecting to eat. But it was a braciola made out of different type of meat and it was not a cow.
Is this from a cow?
It is from a cow. Let's give it a go right now. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Oh my God. Is that cheese inside?
There's so many things in there that is so flavorful and delicious, everybody.
It's very juicy, and what I like the most is like that tomato flavor that you get in every bite. That tomato really coats everything very beautifully and amplifies the flavor of everything quite nicely. I like it a lot.
I enjoy it quite a bit. This is delicious. Tuke, what do you think? I want to know your opinion.
I mean, picanha is always good. Can never go wrong, but the tomato does make it better. I know Angel he might be a fan, but
tell the people where he's at.
I mean, Angel's in the Bahamas, and if we're being honest, he can stay there. The tomato does make everything so much better. It adds a hint of freshness that doesn't kill the richness of this.
That flavor.
Oh, no.
God.
Everybody.
Cheers.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Angel, come back. I don't want to do this anymore.
What is that flavor? It's terrible.
Oh. Yeah. Nope. No, nope. Nope. I'm not quite sure how to describe that. Oh, you're going back for the braciola? I agree with you, Leo. That might be a good thing.
Google.
How do we describe that to the audience?
Dog.
No, damn, okay, no cursing.
Sorry.
How do we describe that to the audience?
Dog.
No, damn, okay, no cursing.
Sorry.
That is not very good, everybody.
Not for human consumption at all.
I think the fermentation, like you said, went a little bit too much, and the steak is sour and fermented, which is two things that you should not be eating whenever you're having a steak like that. Here's the thing, sometimes our audience give us some interesting experiment, and today is one of them. So they actually asked me to age a steak inside of a potato, put it in the ground, and then eat it.
I love you guys. Sometimes keep things together.
But today
Я устала от желтых листьев. Быть с тобой я так устала.
Здравствуй, здравствуй. Шо, официанточка, не досчиталась, да? Ну и чё?
Это кто?
Кто? Были вот в ресторане, да, с друзьями. Посидели, не оплатили. Да и чё? И чё теперь? Чё, жаловаться будешь на нас или что? Да.
В смысле? А что вы мне звоните? Зачем?
Ну так, зачем? То что, вы там меня плохо обслуживали, да? Я решил не платить, да, за столик. Поэтому меня простите.
Это нормально? Откуда номер вообще у вас мой?
Откуда номер? Я все номера знаю. Вы меня плохо обслуживали в прошлый раз. Поэтому я не платил за столик. Понятно? И не буду платить. Все.
Это вы за седьмым сидели, что ли?
Да.
Я не пойму.
Это я сидел с друзьями и не заплатил. И не буду платить. Понятно?
Это с чего это вдруг?
А потому что я уже ушел, во-первых, и вы меня не найдете. Я не буду ничего платить, Зая. Понятно тебе, принцесса?
А ничего, что камеры вообще все сняли? Вы вообще в своем уме? Что вы мелите вообще?
И что камеры сняли? Так и что думаете, меня найдут, что ли? Таких, как я,
так
знаете,
как?
сколько?
Так а в смысле?
Прямо
Камеры
в смысле?
все засняли. У нас,
Только
у нас
попробуйте
и в входе
пожаловаться
камеры
на меня.
есть, и на входе есть камеры.
Да эти
вообще
камеры
везде.
для
Это
меня
что за бред?
ничего, понятно? Я эти камеры, извините меня, вертел на одном месте, бля. Я не заплатил и платить не буду. В прямом смысле.
А что? Я должна платить, что ли?
Конечно, я вот посидел, покушал, наелся и ушел. Теперь довольный, дома отдыхаю.
Ну классно. А я должна за это все платить или что? Я
Сколько
не
там
пойму.
надо? Сколько там денег?
7800 там было.
Сколько? Да какие
За
7800?
7800 за вас шестерых. Это что, я за всех за вас должна заплатить, что ли?
Так что это? Так пацаны покушали от души.
Так вы там не только покушали, вы еще попили, и с телками там посидели. Это я должна за это все платить, что ли?
Не, ну а чё ж, как говорится, ну а шо ж вы меня плохо обслужили, как говорится, а?
В смысле плохо?
Ну а как? Плохо? Мне не понравился, я решил быкануть и уйти.
Так а вы что? Вы один деле на эту всю сумму? Помимо вас же еще там люди были. Это вы, получается, все вместе решили почему-то не платить? Это как это так получается?
Я депутат.
Отлично, вообще классно. Это что? Получается, депутаты не должны платить за свой счет или что? Я не поняла.
Таких там было сколько ртов там сидело. Я один просто самый главный среди всех сидел. Я решил, что мы платить не будем и ушли.
Вас было семеро и 3 телки. И что? Вы хотите сказать, что никто не должен платить за это за все?
Девочка моя, девочки захотели наши расслабиться. Мы их отвезли в сауну. Что нам платить там и тут за ваши рестораны эти?
Ну, очень прекрасно и замечательно. Вы знаете, у нас в заведении есть камеры в клубе. Все это запечатлено. Администратор уже будет подавать заявление в полицию за вот это вот
все. Сейчас. Я сейчас уеду из города. Вообще не найдете, ясно? Глобус ты крути, хуй тебе найти.
Разница. Да. Мне какая разница?
Я заховался,
я вам сказала, наш администратор завтра идет в полицию писать заявление.
Кого?
У нас все предоставлены материалы с видеокамеры, все есть. Они все будут предоставлены в полицию. Там все лица запечатлены. И всех вас там видно прекрасно.
Как? Камеры, как вот это в игре вот этой, как он называл, Watch Dogs. Он там блокировал, знаете как? Там вообще не блокировал.
Ваш администратору передам. Хорошо, я за вас рада, молодец.
Да, добавьте мне ВКонтакте, сейчас вопрос решится моментально.
Да.
Валера,
а я жду от вас оплаты вашего счета. Ваш номер телефона передан будет администратору. Все видеозаписи есть, и все они будут переданы в полицию, и вас будут разыскивать.
Не могу без вас дальше жить.
Это повод, чтобы не оплачивать счет?
Это повод, чтобы с вами пообщаться.
Ну так, пожалуйста, скидывайте те деньги, которые вы должны за счет, и мы с вами пообщаемся.
Так я же хочу с вами контакт наладить.
У меня как теперь?
Валера, гладиатор.
Я поняла. Я вас поздравляю.
Настя, я тебя люблю.
Вы молодец. Что?
Не понял? Не понял? Смейся над твоими чувствами. Вот так вот ты, да? Смеешься над моими чувствами, да? Я понял. Так вот, да, ты смеешься, ты разбиваешь мое сердечко. Ясно. Вот так вот, да, вот так вот ты со мной, да, поступаешь. Я тебе вообще не стыдно? Вот так, да?
Что за глупости?
Вот так
Что
вот
происходит
драться,
вообще?
Вот так вот ты со
Что
мной,
происходит
да,
вообще?
Настя? Вот так вот, да, Настя, вот так.
Вас как зовут еще раз? Повторите, пожалуйста. Я забыла.
Сердечками разбиваешь по
Алло.
живой. Валера.
Алло, скажите, пожалуйста, как вас зовут?
Валера.
Валера.
Да.
А откуда у вас мой номер? Скажите, пожалуйста.
Да?
Откуда у вас мой номер
Я вас
телефона?
давно уже люблю, сижу, да, хочу с вами пообщаться, влюбился. Да?
Ну, как-то вы это, я даже не знаю.
Я влюбился еще давно, смотрю на вас, такая принцесса ходит, красивая, боюсь подойти. А тут думаю, там, блядь, познакомились, а вы как со мной, блядь? Сердечко мне ломайте. Настя, поймите, у меня сердце не камень. Понимаете, не камень вообще. Я вас люблю, зая.
Это как-то связано с тем, что вы не определились, что...
Это вообще никак не связано, я просто люблю вас.
Это какое-то сумасшествие.
Да. Я сам в шоке, я не могу без вас, Настя. У меня сердечко ёкает в груди. Понимаете, зайка? Анастасия, моя принцесса, моя малышка страстная, моя королевна, мое солнышко ясное, мое страстное, моя королевна, Настенька, моя малышка, моя сладенькая бусинка, моя принцесса, любовь моя, моя красавица, моя нежная киска моя, любимая, ты как одна луна на свете у меня, ты как звезда в небе для меня, я без тебя не проживу ни дня, я только лишь хочу тебя. Останавливается, вот сейчас еще немножко и выпрыгнет. Не останавливается, вот сейчас еще немножко и выпрыгнет.
Это нормально? Что происходит вообще? Это какой-то розыгрыш? Что творится?
Настя, пойми меня правильно. Пойми меня правильно.
Что за песни?
Не понял.
Что это происходит?
Настя, я
Что-
сейчас...
что происходит?
Ты пойми меня, если ты мне не веришь, я сейчас возьмусь за... Ой, возьму свое секретное оружие, подключу артиллерию. Понимаешь? Самую мощную. Пойми меня правильно, я сейчас возьму его. Я возьму его сейчас. Понимаете, о чем я?
Это что такое?
Ну, сейчас узнаете. Сейчас. Моя, ну, это... Ну, родная. Что?
Что это за звуки были? Что?
О.
Нет.
Алло.
Я это осуждаю и буду осуждать,
Потому что я это осуждаю. Осуждаю. Блин, нормально. Локи, как залема.
Мы тебя предупреждали, что твоя...
Я соснизаю. Удачи. Да. Загружался YouTube. Всякие различные на YouTube используются.
Не ворваться в царство скуфов, пи***ц.
Блин. Ты меня видишь, Мазлоли? Сейчас. Сейчас я покажу. Смотри. О, смотри. Мальчик-то может, как говорится,
Так что ты...
Сейчас ему пи***ца, приведи его сюда, эту суку, я его сейчас банить буду на глазах у всех.
Что? Моменты в PUBG Зомбу.
Я могу сейчас ему пи***ца, приведи его сюда, эту суку, я его сейчас банить буду на глазах у всех. Сейчас я посмотрю. Как его канал этого, блядь, шнурка?
Трич ТВ.
Трич ТВ. Тупит пиздец просто.
А в ВК вот пишут, в ВК есть видос залитый. Челикс. Давай сейчас найду тебе скину.
Это правильно, как говорится. А вот плохо, столько научно-познавательного контента, на самом деле, в Ютубе очень полезных видео, очень много. Всяких видеогайдов, вот что-то нужно, там что-то не можешь разобраться в чем-то, да, ты сразу лезешь на YouTube, чтобы посмотреть какие-то там, очень много всего полезного на YouTube. Жаль, что он
вот так вот
тупит и не работает, к сожалению, это очень плохо, потому что YouTube это действительно это целая база и полезного, и ну там полезного все же больше, чем, наверное, не полезного.
Так что хапай в ноздри.
Очередной бред. Очередной бред, сука.
Но это дань легенде зомби.
Ну, если видео заливаешь, да, на ВК, там же качество тогда, нет, уже нормально, к UHD, представляешь? А раньше оно там сжималось, качество на этом самом, на ВК. А сейчас нормальное уже сделали. Ну да, конечно, это же надо было сделать. Как же без этого? Это must have. А на вот этот флаг или что там всовывают туда, не пойму, что ёб что ли? Это он раньше сейчас сувал.
Какая-то пасхалка.
Так, что ты тащишься?
Понял.
Когда я скажу смеяться, посмейся.
Понял.
Что за... Или килограмм.
So, this celebrity named Chapel Roan came out and said that basically both main political parties in the United States suck, with a focus on Israel and Palestine and her disagreement of how both political parties are handling that situation. Obviously, hardcore supporters of both sides are going to have a problem with that statement and say shit like, one side is obviously worse than the other. And D'Angelo happens to be one of those individuals. And this was kind of surprising to me because while D'Angelo is super pretentious and says a lot of things I don't really agree with, he's still genuine with his takes. But in this video, he comes off as super fake and snaky by leaving out context of the Chapel Roan situation. So let's not waste any time and see why D'Angelo is wrong. Again.
If I had to sum up today's entire video in a single word, it would be miscommunication. Miscommunication gives way to minefields, and at this point, the Chapel Roan situation is exactly that. But first, welcome, my name is D'Angelo, and I am your professor of Jurassic orthodontics, which is a very real degree that I definitely do have.
Not funny.
So most of this interview was standard fare, except for this small part in the byline mentioning why Chappell Roan hasn't endorsed Kamala Harris.
You mean a celebrity made the decision to not endorse a presidential candidate? Oh my god, this is a travesty.
I have so many issues with our government in every way, she says. There are so many things that I would want to change, so I don't feel pressured to endorse someone. There's problems on both sides. Oh, buddy, this is not a very strong start, but I'll get to that in a second.
What the fuck is wrong with that statement?